Hey YouTubers, RC Mike and Brian again. We're here with the Trailfinder 2. Finally, we've been waiting a long time for this kit to finally get here. We're going to start building it. We'll show you some highlights as we are doing the build. But we're going to get started with that. In the meantime, he's going to put the chassis together. I'm going to pull apart this 2-speed transmission just so you guys can have a look and see what is inside this thing. It's extremely smooth. It's a very nice piece. Here's the shifting mechanism here. Everything feels really nice on it. However, I just want to open it up, see what's inside there, see what kind of gears they're using, and see what kind of power we could possibly put through this. Another thing is this gear right here, we're going to try to get a 48 pitch gear on this and replace this one. There's really no need for 32 pitch gear on this car. These are really designed for something with a little more power, where you're putting a lot of torque on these teeth, such as a gas car or an 8 scale buggy. So in any event, I'm going to pull this apart for you so you can see what's in here, but you can see that it's an extremely nice piece. So in any event, we'll get started, and Brian's starting with the chassis. So right here, Brian's working on the chassis right now. Would you say this chassis is harder or easier than a lot of the kits you put together?
Yes and no, but it's fairly simple.
So, yeah, the only hard part probably is all the thread lock that you have to put in there.
Yeah, that was a pain a little, but
yeah,
I got through it.
Everything's metal, so you have to thread lock everything. Right here, I'm taking apart this transmission just to see what's in there. None of the screws come with any thread lock, which is kind of nice. Those gears inside there are all steel, no plastic parts in there, so it looks like it'll hold up quite well. Right there is the 2-speed mechanism, and you can see the aluminum fork that changes it back and forth. Those parts look extremely stout. There's Brian with the chassis still. It's a pretty straightforward build. Instructions are a little primitive, but they're detailed enough to get it together, and the hard stuff's already pre-built, so it's really not a hard build as far as the chassis goes. What I'm trying to do here is change that 32 pitch gear to a 48 pitch. The 48 pitch just gives you a lot more gear options, and it runs a lot quieter. That 32 pitch is just real loud and noisy. There you can see I've got a 48 pitch gear on there. I didn't have to modify anything. I think that's an HPI 48 pitch gear off of like a stadium truck or something like that. And you can get those pretty much anywhere. I'm using a Integy lathe motor. A lot of people, manufacturers, are making motors, 55 turn motors. If you want a truck that's going to be pretty much reliable every day, all day, you want to go with that Integy motor. We've tried several of the other motors from Novak and Tekin, and we've had
disaster.
Yeah, trouble with every manufacturer except for Integy. We've got Integy motors we've ran for literally 10 years with the same brushes. So we've got, I don't know, maybe 20 lathe motors from Integy, and not one of them has failed. Our first Tekin motor, how long did that last? About
a day.
About 1 day. So
$50 and it lasted 1 day.
Right. So that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to wrap this video up, and we'll see you next time.